Medical amnesty is a law designed to save lives. It minimizes the legal repercussions for trying to save someone's life. For example, if there are a group of high schoolers partying and someone has severe alcohol poisoning, if 911 is called, whoever called 911 and the individual who had alcohol poisoning could be exempt from legal repercussions. In the state of West Virginia and at West Virginia University, this also extends to other drugs. First, we need to cover definitions. West Virginia Senate Bill number 523 defines an overdose as an acute condition including but not limited to life-threatening physical illness, coma, mania, hysteria, or death, which is the result of the consumption or use of controlled substance or alcohol. It also defines emergency medical assistance as medical services provided to a person who may be experiencing an overdose by a healthcare professional licensed, registered, or certified acting within his or her scope of practice. The West Virginia Student Code of Conduct establishes a bystander as any student or student organization who, in good faith and in a timely manner, seeks emergency medical assistance for a person who reasonably appears to be experiencing an overdose from alcohol or drugs may not be held responsible of a violation of prohibited alcohol or drug-related conduct. So what do all these definitions mean? And how does it apply to everyday life? Well, I'll get to that. But first, it's important to know the difference between policy and law. Policies are so common that they are in almost every organization. Workplaces may have dress codes, libraries may have policies against excessive noise, and schools may have attendance policies. By written agreement, or even in some cases to be present in a space, you are agreeing to abide by those policies. If you break them, there can be various consequences, such as getting fired, removed from a building, failing a class. You won't be going to jail, though. Laws, on the other hand, are more universal. They apply to everyone, and there can be legal repercussions for breaking them. There can be fines, and you can face jail time. In the case of medical amnesty, the law protects everyone against criminal prosecution if certain conditions are met. It does not protect students from WVU's policy. WVU's policy protects students from any internal consequences, but does not grant them legal protection. In the state of West Virginia and at West Virginia University, students are protected by both. I'm going to go into the nuances starting with law. Senate Bill 523 is the law that grants everyone in West Virginia medical amnesty. It is called the Alcohol and Drug Overdose Prevention and Clemency Act. This act was passed March 14, 2015, and amended a previous West Virginia code. It protects against most misdemeanor offenses if the following conditions are met. First, the person has to need emergency medical assistance. Second, the responder has to stay with the person in need. Third, the responder has to identify themselves if asked by emergency medical assistance personnel or a law enforcement officer. Fourth, they have to cooperate with anything the emergency medical assistant personnel or law enforcement officers may need. If those conditions are met, whoever called 911 is protected from being prosecuted for a misdemeanor. The person who overdosed will be protected. They just might have to go through a substance abuse treatment or recovering program approved by the court. WVU's Student Code of Conduct mimics the law nearly completely. The only difference being is that you also have to comply with university officials. You will also have to meet certain conditions imposed by the student code administrator on campus. This can be doing a module, a training, something like that. In short, there are a lot of nuances and variation to medical amnesty laws and policy. This video doesn't cover all the specific, but goes over more of a crash course on West Virginia and West Virginia University's medical amnesty documents. You can find out more information by looking up the specific bill or looking at WVU's Code of Student Conduct. They basically say to make sure people are okay and they're getting the help they need, and to be cooperative while doing it. While this is not legal advice, I hope those who are viewing this will further educate themselves in this law and know this law has been designed to save lives. So next time you or a friend are in trouble, call 911. Make sure that they're safe and make sure they get the help that they need.